Hi guys. I guess the lighting is a little bad in here, so let me try to fix it a little bit. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Um, I'll just wait and have a few more people come in here. I know that, Ed's probably still working on his stream a little bit here. Um, so we'll give it a minute for everybody to join. It's just now a little bit before 9 o'clock. If you hear barking, Brian actually just got home. So dogs always go crazy. They get all excited when we come through the door. So tonight's topic, obviously everybody's aware of what happened in California yesterday with the earthquake. So let's talk a little bit about that. I'm kind of upset, but I'm kind of happy at the same time. Yes, I did say I wanted to experience an earthquake because, yes, it's a natural disaster. Yes, it's a lot of things that people don't want to experience, but everything that you experience in life is just that. It's an experience. So you should want to be able to experience different things so you have that as something that you can take and pass along to other people on how you handled that situation, or how you dealt with it, what happened, what it was like, just to kind of give that feedback to other people who don't really understand what that kind of a situation is like. Here in New York, sometimes we do get tiny earthquakes, but it's never anything more than like a 1.8 or a 2. So as far as all that is concerned, it's just tiny little things. We've had a couple of plates fall off, some shelves and things like that, but nothing major like what happened in California. And I know that they are reporting that there were not any major injuries. There are fires, and I'll get into all of that. But thankfully, there were no major injuries. There were some people that were sent to the hospital for minor scrapes and bruises and things like that, which is to be expected anytime you're in any type of a disaster situation like that. But thankfully, nobody was majorly hurt, because it could have been a lot worse, especially being on the fault line, and where it's located. So they are saying, though, and this is something we need to be paying attention to, there's still tremors, currently going on right now still in California, small ones, and that's to be expected. But anybody that's out there on the West Coast just needs to keep, their heads on a swivel, be paying attention, because they could continue. And any type of, me and my family, we did just leave California. So we got back, let me see here, today is the 5th. Our plane got back in from California on Saturday morning at about 1:30. So yes, guys, I am live. I know, it's exciting. I'm super nervous, so I'm like shaking it off. But, it'll be all right. I've got my love here from all you guys. So I'm hoping this is something I can continue to do every week, at least for now. No, I don't have a super chat. Unfortunately, you cannot do any donations. You can't do any super chats, anything like that, just because you have to have your channel monetized first. And I literally, this morning at about 1:24 a.m. Hit the amount of time, because YouTube has changed it now. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 400,000 watch minutes. No, 4,000 watch hours, 240,000 minutes in order to monetize your channel. And I don't expect to make any money out of this. If I do, great, because it's going to go towards preps. It's going to go towards making sure that my bug out bags are in my car and additional items are in my car and things like that I need. It's also going to go to additional preps that are going to do a discussion on prepping as a custom. I'm trying to get him to come on the channel with me. He's very camera shy. He does not mind speaking about things as long as nobody can see his face. So if I can, to at least discuss things with me, that's a step in the right direction. Getting him to come on the camera is going to be a little bit more difficult, I feel. I'm trying. I'm working on it, guys. I really am, because I know you guys want to see that. And I told him, all you guys want to see him on camera. He's a very intelligent person. He's got a lot of ideas, and he's starting to get into the prepping thing, which is huge, because let me just say this. Um, at first, he was like, "You're crazy. I don't understand why you're doing this. What is the point?" And now he's going, "Okay, I'm understanding, what's going on." He's looking at the things that are going on in the world, the things that are going on with our government and in all of the countries. And yeah, he's like, stuff's going down, and it's a good idea that we're prepared. So he actually was the one who gave me the idea to do my video um, for my bug out bag. He literally was like, "We're getting in the car, we're going to the store, we're getting the stuff, and we're going to do it." And he actually bought himself one a few days ago. So he's going to be working on getting all of his items for his bug out bag as well. So the fact that I'm able to even touch one person is huge, especially having it be my significant other. Any little bit helps. And it's just those little tiny things that make a difference. So they might not be interested into it as much as you would expect them to be, but just keep doing it. Keep explaining different ways as to why prepping is a good idea, and it doesn't have to be for an apocalyptic event or anything like that. It can just be for something like what they just experienced in California. You don't know if there's going to be an earthquake or a flood or something where you're going to not have power for days, and you're going to need to be able to eat. You have to have water. You have to be able to survive. And just having some preps in order to do that, it's going to make a huge difference. So if that can be a talking point to help you kind of make somebody, wake up to the idea, that's the best way to go about it. Hi, everybody. I see I have a ton of people in here, which I was not expecting, so that's awesome. I'm glad that everybody joined me. I just got done with Ed's live stream, and he did pretty good tonight. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's day? And how was everybody's 4th? We all need food insurance, exactly. That's awesome. That's awesome, Mick. Canning is a huge thing, and I want to get a pressure canner so that I can go ahead and start pressure canning a lot of my own tomatoes and things. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a greenhouse in my backyard starting next summer. We had to get our yard re-leveled and do all sorts of stuff this year, and I'm going to be getting a greenhouse out there, start growing all sorts of things, and then I want to be able to pressure can that and start stocking that stuff away as well. So let's hope, everything is okay between now and then, so I can get even more stocked up, because as with anything, finances are hard. They're very tight, and you can only do what you can do. But every little bit, even if it's just $10 a week, is going to make a difference, because you're going to be better prepared than 90% of the people in this world. Honestly, any little bit that you can do is huge, huge. So I have my strawberry tonight. I do not have my red Zapple ale. I ran out of them, unfortunately. So it's a little bit more patriotic anyway. I went out and bought a whole bunch of fireworks. So when I'm done with my live stream here, I'm going to go in the backyard and see how mad I can make my neighbors. No, I'm just kidding. They're fine with it. They're all patriotic. They were setting them off last night too. So, all right. So let's talk about this earthquake. So it's a good thing that it didn't happen directly in LA, because can we imagine what that would have been like? I don't know if anybody is in here from LA or around that area, but that would have been absolutely devastating. Flavored protein powders. Yes, those are great. I have a whole bunch of those as well that I just purchased, and I'm going to be adding those to my preps. They're great. Tubular Guy 9. I ran out of my apple ale. Actually, I've been drinking the Smirnoff, what are they called? They're like screwdrivers. Those are really good too. Sort of offended with that drink. I don't drink any green tea, but I have pure leaf black tea, JJ. This is all that I drink. I don't drink sweet tea. I don't really like it very much. They use shotguns for Uh, Fireworks, huh? Well, as long as I'm not shooting anybody, I guess to each their own. Um, oh wow, that's crazy, Smitty Smitty. I did not know that you lived in Ridgecrest, which is where this huge earthquake happened. Um, there's actually been more than 80 aftershocks, and they've been felt as far as 150 miles away. I know people were reporting in Northern California, Arizona. Somebody had said, um, let's see, Las Vegas. It was kind of more, not central Southern California. It was a little more, to the east, um, and obviously north of Los Angeles. But anytime, I know, I'm kind of glad that a huge one like that didn't happen as well, Evelyn. That would have made me a little nervous because I definitely would not have been able to handle it. I don't think I wouldn't have known what to do other than if yes, 80 aftershocks is what they were saying. Actually, more than 80 aftershocks. Um, so I feel like if we were in that situation, being that we've never been through a major earthquake, I know that you're not supposed to be in a building in case it collapses. So get out as quickly as possible. However, I tried to get our apartment on the first floor and we were on the second floor. And I would have been scared to go in the stairwell. So I would have made myself, Brian, and all of my children get into doorways to protect us because there were no bathtubs. We didn't have any way that we could get into a bathtub and kind of protect ourselves that way. So we would have had to been in doorways, things like that. All there was just stand-up showers, and those tiles would have come right off the thing if it was a major earthquake like that right where we were staying. So I'm glad that that didn't happen, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's dealing with it out in California, just because I can only imagine what the devastation is. I know that. So we have to take this into consideration. When they're doing gas lines for homes, it's under the ground. So when you have an earthquake, it's disrupting those gas lines. They're blowing and then they're blowing up people's houses, or they're starting fires in people's houses. And then you have, more besides, the building collapsing and water main breaks and things like that, you have all these fires that you have to worry about. And that seems to be like the big thing that's going on with this particular earthquake that occurred, is, fires. Fires are breaking out all over. And they're sending people in from all over the place to fight these fires. I guess they're still fighting some fires today. So this particular earthquake was only about 5 or 6 miles deep. Sometimes they're quite deeper than that. Sometimes they're a little bit shallower. It just all depends. And we are at the mercy of Mother Nature, essentially, when it comes to things like this. We can only do what we can do as the human species and be as prepared for anything that could potentially happen as we possibly can. So obviously where I live, I don't have to worry about a tsunami or a hurricane or anything like that. But those are all things that we have to keep in the back of our mind. Those are all things that we have to be prepared for. I know, Smitty, I do need to get some mods. So like I said, once I have my channel monetized and I have all of that kind of stuff set up, then I can go in and start appointing some people to be my moderators, just because I already have issues with some trolls and people who dislike me for whatever reason, but you're always going to have that. And I know, my little rant the other day is whatever, but I just felt that it was something that needed to be said. So I do what I have to do. I'm an opinionated person, and I just make sure that everybody knows that I'm real and I'm not putting on a front. I'm as real sitting here in front of you right now as I am in person. So I don't talk any differently. I don't act any differently. I am who I am. So, people don't like that, and that's fine. People are going to have issues with people no matter how nice they are, no matter how not nice they are. That's just the way, it works. And it's sad. And we shouldn't have to live in a life like that. We shouldn't have to deal with that. We wonder why there's such an issue in this country with bullying and things like that. It's because people don't, have the ability to feel true compassion for other people and put themselves in their situation, no matter what that situation could be. You don't know. You can't judge a book by its cover. So I've had people tell me, oh, you're a privileged white girl, you're blonde, you're not intelligent. And then they listen to me talk and they're like, okay, I retract my statement. So, you can't do that. You can't go through life like that. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do. And the only thing that you can do is grow a thick skin and tell them like it is, because they don't like that, and move along and try to do better for the people that actually want to learn, the people that actually want to be prepared, and the people that actually are here to get something out of this channel, which was my entire purpose of it in the first place. Was, if you're not here to help everybody out and help yourself out, then you don't have any business being here in the first place. The intention of this channel is to reach a group of people who have a certain mindset, who understand and pay attention to the things that are going on in this world. And, they want to do something, try to do something, be better prepared, and help other people out. And I think that's important. And I think there needs to be more channels like this. And the more people that we can get that can be creators and do good things for humanity, the better off we're going to be. So anybody that can do that, they need to. So back to the topic, because I don't want to get off topic a whole lot. I'm reading the comments here, and I'm going to keep paying attention to what's going on with that. We are family, we are legion. Yeah, absolutely. Suspicious observers guide. No, I do not follow that individual, Thomas, but I will look him up. I always love getting, new people to follow, new channels to subscribe to, new videos to watch, because like I've said before, and I'll say it forever, just because somebody has a different opinion than me or a different way of looking at it does not mean that I'm not going to pay attention to that. I want to see that side of the story, and I want to see this side of the story. And then I want to put the information together and kind of sift through it with my own thoughts and be like, yeah, you know what? They might have a different opinion than me, but they're making really good points. And you have to take all of that into consideration. You can't just take one thing and consider it to be the only thing, because the world does not work like that anymore. In fact, I don't think the world's ever worked like that. We've just been deceived as far as all of that goes. And everybody just, has been lied to so much they don't even know what's true and what's not true anymore. And we're the ones that have to kind of decipher that information. So, and that's exactly right, Robert. Everybody has to learn from everybody else, no matter what their opinions, thoughts, all that kind of stuff. So, back to, the earthquake that happened yesterday. So seismologists are saying there is an 80% chance of at least another 5.0 earthquake happening within the next week. There's a bit smaller chance of a little bit larger one happening, but so is Florida Marquee, Truth Stream Media. Oh, Truth Stream Media, I do follow. Dutch Sense, I follow as well. That's, yep, good information. And those other ones, I'll definitely go back through the chat later on and go ahead and, subscribe to them as well. Because like I said, I love getting information from all different sources and seeing, what's going on as far as everything is concerned in the world, because everybody has different information, everybody has different opinions, and everybody's able to get different things from different sources. People have life experiences that other people don't. So being able to take that information and consider it and use it to benefit other people, I think that's great. Those underground weapons bunkers going to start cracking holes. Yeah, probably. There's a lot of, things from World War I, World War II that they're discovering, and they're saying, they're well taken care of and whatever. I don't believe it. If it's going to go, it's going to go. So, Evelyn, thank you for all of those. I'm definitely going to go through and take a look at those, like I said, and, take a look at their information, go ahead and follow them. And, I love being prepared. I love figuring out new information and learning new things. So It's all a huge part of the learning process, which is all what we need to be doing is learning from each other. I mean, obviously, I'm brand new to prepping. Many of you guys out there are have been, prepping forever. Um, for years and years and years. And I'm just brand new to it. Yes, I have some background as far as the prepping is concerned, but I'm learning a lot from all of you guys. The comments that you're giving me, the advice that you're giving me, I'm taking that, I'm using it, I'm writing it down. And as I'm able to, continue with my preps and get better along as far as all of that goes, I am, doing all of that. What is my favorite food prep? Gee, that's really hard as far as a favorite one is concerned. I have to go with pastas though. I'm a huge pasta eater. So, and everybody in my family is a pasta eater. So, all the pasta that I can buy, every time I go to the store, I buy 2, 4, 6 boxes of pasta. And then I just set it aside. And as I get enough boxes of the same kind of pasta, then I go ahead and I freeze them and put them in my Mylar bags. So then they're stored, and then we have that because you can do so much with pasta. It's just crazy. You can add any kind of sauce to it, and you can add rice to it. You can add canned chicken to it, tuna, all sorts of different things. So you can make so many different meals out of pasta. And not only is it really good as far as a source to fill you up, because it does expand when you eat it. But if you get enriched pasta, if you get the tricolor pasta, it's a little bit better for you as far as that is concerned. So I make sure that I have a wide variety between my white pastas, my wheat pastas, and my tricolor pastas. That way I have, all of them, and I can mix them together and make a meal. And that's going to be very good for us. And that's all stuff we eat all the time anyway. So I think pasta is great, and rice is great too. I don't eat a whole lot of rice, but again, it expands in your stomach. It's going to fill you up. You don't have to eat a whole lot of it to get filled up, and it's got a lot of nutrients in it. So it's going to be good, fuel for if some type of SHTF situation happens and you're going to be traveling and doing a lot of manual labor. You're going to need to, have that extra food fuel. And protein bars are good too. I have a bunch of those in my bug out bag, and I'm going to start adding a whole lot of the protein bars to my preps as well, because those are good for, a snack in between meals. So those are probably my 2 favorite ones. So let's see here. So this is kind of interesting. They weren't expecting this earthquake from what they're saying. So why is that? It's been 20 years since the last earthquake in Southern California. So back in 1999, I believe it was October of 1999 was the last time they had a decent sized earthquake in Southern California. So why were they not expecting it? These seismologists, their job is, right, to be paying attention to that kind of stuff. And apparently, here's what kind of irked me. And I don't know how many people that live in California are in the chat right now, but have information on this. I do too, Bill. I think the big one is coming very, very soon. And unfortunately, I have a feeling it may be on the San Andreas Fault, which would be absolutely devastating for California. So let's think about this. So California initiated a warning that was sent out by a app. It's called Shake Alert. It's a new system that they just implemented. However, it needs some serious work because the individuals that were supposed to be receiving this warning didn't receive it because it's only set to register something that's bigger than a 5.5. So a majority of the people that have this are in the LA County area, which is where I was staying. And it was lower than a 5.5 by the time that it got there, just because of how far away the earthquake actually originated. So unfortunately, it didn't do any good. the purpose of it was to do good, was to give an alert that there's an earthquake and to take shelter, and to be safe. And unfortunately, it didn't serve its purpose. So that needs to be revamped. They need to do something with it. They know that it's not about, just the size of the earthquake, but the fact that there's aftershocks and how many earthquakes there could be that are going to cause an issue. So if for some reason, the earthquake's only a 4.3, that doesn't mean that you're not going to potentially have an earthquake in 2 days that's going to be a 7.1. You just don't know. The Earth's going to do what it's going to do, and whatever's going on underneath the crust has to be monitored. And we have to be paying attention to that. And they need to set up a better system in order to ensure that lives are protected. Which, then we have that entire scenario of, are they really going to want to do that? Because do they really want to protect as many lives as possible? Probably not. Try to get rid of as many bottom feeders as they possibly can. So, it is what it is, but it's something that needs to be looked into. It's something that they need to revamp, and they need to try to make it better for people that are living in those areas. Because unfortunately, right, Smitty, exactly. Just because it wasn't in LA. Well, that doesn't mean, that it doesn't mean just because it doesn't happen exactly in that area that you're not going to have an effect from it. Because if it's a big enough earthquake, you're going to feel it there. I mean, it was 150 miles that they were feeling this earthquake away from the epicenter, which was in Ridgecrest. So just because it didn't originate in LA doesn't mean they shouldn't have gotten an alert. It was just a little bit smaller than a 5.5 that hit. So it was bad enough in LA that things were coming off of grocery store shelves, pools, people who had pools, the water was just going like this. Chandeliers were rocking and crashing. There was all sorts of things. So many people could have been injured, even by a small earthquake. So it doesn't matter. They need to be doing something in those kinds of areas to ensure the safety of the public. Yeah, exactly, Richard. They get all that money to tell you a year after it. Exactly. I don't have any mods yet, Joe. I'm going to be working on that. This is kind of like it's kind of like going to the ocean for the first time when you're really little and you really want to do it and kind of experience it and see what happens. So you're going to just kind of, put your toes in. That's kind of what tonight is. I wanted to see what the reaction was going to be. I did put a comment on my page the other day and asked how many people would like me to come on and do a live stream and talk about stuff. And I had a lot of good response as far as that goes. I do have a lot of very loyal subscribers who have been with me since the beginning because they understand, what I'm trying to do, what I want to do. Ed, I may possibly make you a mod, except for, are you going to be able to come over and mod my channel right if I keep my live streams at 9 o'clock at night? We'll see. I'll figure it out as I go. We're going to talk more about it on Sunday. Since I will be going over and doing the live stream with Ed on Sunday. So I can't ever do live streams on this channel, on my channel on Sundays, because I will be with him on Sundays. So I do probably want to keep it Fridays. Fridays don't seem to be too bad for me as far as that is concerned. So I will probably do Friday nights around 9 o'clock if it's not a bad time for everybody. I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but like I said, I had some stuff going on, and we'll see how all that goes. But, if this works for you guys, it works for me. And then we'll do live streams on Fridays for now. And then, Sundays are with Ed. Sundays are going to be with Ed. We enjoy doing our live streams together. We always have a good time. Yeah, Jenna, we could probably do another UFO chat again. And eventually I want to have Ed on my live stream as well. So maybe he'll come on my channel, and, I'm going to continue to go on his channel. And, I'm just going to keep building up and up and up, whatever it takes. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm still brand new to YouTube. I've only been here for about 2 months now. So I'm doing what I can, learning as I go. It's kind of like starting out at the very bottom and working your way up, because that's how you have to do everything. So, emergency crews, police, EMS can only do what they can do to help during disasters. But a big one comes when it's huge, is always way too much for them to handle. Yeah, exactly, Jessica. They're going to be understaffed, underprepared. And I did read someplace, and I was kind of curious as to why this is. I mean, I can see both sides of the story with this. The Ridgecrest Hospital had about 15 patients that were evacuated out of the hospital, and for safety purposes, which is good because you want to get out of the building if you possibly can. But apparently, from what I was understanding, there were crucial medical personnel that were evacuated from the hospital as well. Here's my issue with that. I can understand you want to save people, from being in the building, especially when you're in the epicenter of an earthquake. But at the same time, I don't expect you to go back into that building, but make sure that you're available, because you're going to be having those injured individuals coming to you looking for help, and they're going to need that help. So I get both sides of it, and I understand what they were doing as far as that goes. I just didn't see anything as far as, them setting up like a separate tent area for medical purposes and things like that. So I don't know. It could have been something that they just didn't discuss, but I'm hoping that that was the case. But I mean, so Smitty just said hospital was evacuated because of minor damage. So I did not see that either. So see, we all have different information, and that's the issue with the way that things go now. We have information coming from here, and here. And the only people that actually really know what's going on are the people that experienced it and that were there, which is exactly what I was saying the other day in my video as well. If you're not there and you're not experiencing it, you're just hearing things from other places and information gets misconstrued. And then, people are putting out the wrong information and, not paying attention to what's actually going on because, they're just hearing different things that aren't necessarily true. They could be true, but they could not be true. So we don't know. So as far as being better prepared, so let's talk about that for a minute. We need to be putting our preps in different places, especially in areas where you have the potential for the building that you're going to, the structure, the house, the whatever, that you're going to have your things in, your preps. You want to have those in different locations. You don't just want to have them all in one place, because if you do that, what happens if something happens to that? Then you have absolutely no access to the preps and all of that work and time and effort that you put into getting yourself prepared for the situation, and then you're at a loss when the situation actually happens because you've lost everything. Felt long work yesterday. Yeah, they did. They felt it all the way over in Las Vegas, so and all the way to the coast apparently. So it's just crazy, and you just don't know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So along with storing your stuff in different places, it's always good to have an evacuation plan as well. So if you live in a flood-prone area, not only have your preps and things in, different locations, but have an evacuation plan as well, so that you can get away from the water. You have things readily available to pick up and take with you, however that may be. And, when it comes to flooding or something like that, you're not going to be able to get out with a car in most instances, unless you know ways that you can get around without having a vehicle. So you need to keep that in the back of your mind as well. Anything that you're going to be taking with you, you need to. Hey, that's awesome, Maverick Prepper. Most of my preps are in a storage unit near my bug out location. That's awesome. But do you still have some things prepped where you're at right now? Because what if you can't make it to your bug out location? Do you have a bug out bag? Do you have things along your route to your bug out locations to be able to keep you going along until you can make it there? And do you have different ways to get to your bug out location? Because if you don't have all of those and you're not thinking about all those, so let's say we're all sitting here and we're like, I have a plan. I have stuff in bug out location. It's not going to be affected by any of this kind of stuff. And I have a bug out bag, but you only have one route to get there. What happens if something happens to that route and you can't get there? In a situation like an earthquake or a situation like a flood, you don't know if that route that you have planned is going to be accessible. Are they going to have it blocked off from, the fire department, the police department? Is it going to be, broken roads that you're not able to cross? Are there going to be, I'm actually in the middle of my live stream right now. Brian just walked in, so say hi.
Hello.
Everybody say hi to Brian. So if, you're not thinking of alternate locations to be able to get to, take different, paths to get to where you need to go, then you could potentially lose all of your stuff and not have anything. And then you're in the same boat that everybody else, is in that is not prepared. So everybody's saying hi. Literally, there's like 50 people like, hi, Brian, hi, Brian, hi, Brian. So those are things that we need to be thinking about too. And as far as the earthquake is concerned and being in that type of an area, you need to make sure that you have stuff away from that building in case that building does collapse. And you need to have a way that you can get there. I think he might actually come over and say hi, guys. Hi, Brian.
Hello,
look,
everybody.
He came on camera. See, I got him to come on camera, guys. Probably the only time you'll see him. Not gonna lie. Yes, have a backup plan for your backup plan. Absolutely, Wolfgang. And have a backup plan for that backup plan as well. Always have like A, B, C, D, E, F, and maybe G, because you just don't know. Brian and I actually have 3 separate bug out locations and routes to get to those bug out locations. So
it's too hot for a big beard.
It's too hot for a big beard. The mystery man appears. Yes, that is the mystery man. Future husband. We actually just got engaged while we were in California. So it won't be for a couple of years yet until I'm out of college. But yes, future husband. Do you have Beam in that Coke? No, it's not a Coke. It's a Strawberryta. Smitty. It's a sparkling margarita. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it tastes like strawberry and it's delicious. So, yes, I'm going to stockpile alcohol because it calms my nerves. So, to each their own. You stockpile whatever it is. And you know what? If for some reason in 3 months Brian will have his own channel. Yeah, I don't think
not a chance in hell.
I don't think that that's going to happen. No. He does not do well with like speaking to an audience. He gets very very nervous and he trips over his words. It's actually adorable. Yes, it is a girly drink. Yes, I love tequila rose, Smitty. It's like one of my favorite things to drink. But alcohol is actually not a bad thing to have in stockpile in your preps, guys. Not only is it something that you can drink, but if you have tequila or vodka, like a straight vodka, you can use that on wounds. And it's a good bartering tool. Everybody loves to drink. Well, not the majority of people like to drink. He only came on stream for the kiss. Yeah, he probably did. He's been gone since about 4 o'clock this afternoon at a birthday party for his friend's son. So he hasn't seen me in a few hours, and then he's like, I love you. So he's called me like 6 times. It's like, I miss you. I'm like, I know. I'm getting ready for my live stream though. So alcohol is always good. But you go let Zeus in. He's going to eat the door, I think. It is a good antiseptic. And mouthwash is another good point. Yeah, mouthwash is definitely something that you want to have as well. It does kill a lot of stuff. So if you need it, then extra toilet paper is great. There's so many different things that you can have in your preps that are going to have multi-purpose uses. whether it be alcohol, whether it be extra toilet paper, whether it be extra medications, things like that. Because whatever, you're not going to absolutely 100% use, you can use it as a bartering tool. If things get really as bad as some of us are expecting them to get, bartering is going to be huge because that's where we're going to be going. You're going to need something that you need for, whatever you're doing, then you have something to get what you need. So those are always things that we want to be thinking about as well. Alcohol in small airline bottles makes for great bartering. Yes, those little bottles are great. Oh my God, he's back on the camera. Hi.
Hi. I don't like to talk on camera, and I'm drunk.
Yeah, he's had a few beers.
I noticed that 13 people have put a negative thumbs down on my girlfriend's channel. So why don't you guys just totally just unsubscribe and go on with your lives, because you guys suck. That's all.
He's had 1 or 10 too many beers this evening.
I'm wasted and I got to get up for 2 hours to go to work.
No, you have to get up at 2 to go to work, not in 2 hours.
I don't care, whatever.
Oh, he's a good time. Yeah, what he said, I guess. Everybody thinks you're funny. Hey, that's not true, actually, James. I don't go through nearly as much toilet paper as some of the guys in my household go through. I don't know what they do with it, whether they eat it or what. But toilet paper seems to disappear in this house quite quickly. 4 hours and 20 minutes. Tubular Guy 9 says you have to go to work. Well, he was up until 1 a.m. This morning. And
then I got up for work at 3 o'clock this morning.
And then went and worked 8 hours. So, yeah, he does that sometimes. Hey, it's 4th of July weekend. So he's celebrating. We're celebrating. We're having a good time. I bought more fireworks. What are you going to say now? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I get drunk and I talk. But why are you going to sit here and post negative comments and put thumbs downs on every single video that a person posts when you can just unsubscribe and go find something else to do with your life?
It irritates him more than it irritates
I would
me,
go find something else to do with my life. I'd be like, well, I don't like the way this person is talking. I don't like what she's putting out on the internet. I'm going to go find something to do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, instead, I'm going to put thumbs down and be a dumbass.
He is a baker. Yes, he works for Wegmans. He's a baker.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm ruining your life.
You're ruining my life.
And I'm drunk and ruining it.
You're not ruining it. Everybody loves you. They're excited to actually see you. Do I have an extra first aid kit? No, but I did see a really great one that I want to get. And I have a small one that I put in my bug out bag. So right now I have 2. But I have another one that has some other things in it that I really want. And instead of just buying those things separately, I'm just going to buy the first aid kit because you really can't ever have too many. You don't know what you're going to experience out there. So it's always good to have those items, in every aspect of everything. So I'm going to have one in my car. We're all going to have one in our bug out bags. I'm going to have one downstairs in my preps as well. Time to make the donuts. Yeah, he doesn't make donuts. Wegmans actually doesn't make donuts anymore, do they?
We don't make them at my work.
No. They outsource the donuts through Wegmans. So he does muffins. So he's the muffin man. Smitty says your new nickname is Wile E. Coyote. That's great. I love it. No, and a lot of people never think of extra clothes. Extra clothes is huge too. Or a sewing kit. So if you have a sewing kit and you have issues with your clothes, you can sew them. And sewing kits can also be used for all sorts of other purposes as well. You can make anything with a needle and some thread. So if you have extra types of fabric, whether it be blankets, and you have scissors, you can make something. Or if you have, any type of cloth material at all, you can make anything, honestly, that you need. So, you need to have the skills and have the necessary items in order to make sure that you are, able to, if you don't have those essential items, you're able to make them. So being able to learn how to sew, and it doesn't have to be pretty, because nobody's going to really care, what your clothes look like in that type of a situation, or what it is that you're trying to make is going to look like in that situation. You just need to be able to know how to keep your clothes from getting so ratty that you need to have an extra pair. But I know Ed does this, and this is something that I'm going to do. He has like caches around, and he's put clothes in and has vacuum sealed them to protect them from water and things, and put them in caches. So he has extra clothes, and extra clothes is definitely something that you want to think about. And if you live in a climate like we live in on the East Coast here, the Northeast specifically, where the seasons are changing, you got to keep all of that in the back of your mind as well. You have to be prepared for whatever season it is, whatever weather you're going to encounter. So those are good things that you need to be prepared for as well. Twine is also very good. Yes.
No, I stopped drinking about an hour ago, Jen, and I will be driving to work in about 5 hours.
Yeah, he knows how to stop himself ahead of time. He'll sleep it off and he'll be fine. Favorite group or music? Furry Beaver. Breaking Benjamin. I listen to a lot of rock and Nirvana. I pretty much listen to everything. I'm not a huge fan of country. I know that's probably going to make a little group of people upset, but I just can't get into the country thing. Prepper is 500 pounds of white wheat and can't bake. So what will they be doing with the white wheat if they can't bake? At least I know that if I have ingredients like that, I know he's going to know what to do with them, even if I don't, which I do. I know how to make bread and things like that, because my mother did teach me that when I was younger, making bread, making the dough, rising it in a bowl behind the wood stove for a day, and then kneading it all out, all of that kind of stuff. So, but if you're going to buy things and put them in your preps, they need to be things that you're going to eat, things that are in your diet now. And if you're buying things that aren't in your diet, chances are you're not going to want to eat them. So be keeping that in your mind, in the back of your mind as well. If you're not eating it now, it's not going to be something you're going to want to eat then, unless you get absolutely so desperate to the point where you're starving and you need to have food. Then at that point, you'll do what you have to do in order to get that hunger pain to go away. But you have the ability now to stock up on things that your family is used to eating. And things that you're used to preparing. So if you don't know how to make homemade bread, having those type of ingredients isn't going to serve you a purpose if you don't know what to do with them. So the ingredients that you're getting to make certain things from scratch, and start practicing it now. Know how to make certain meals from scratch. Know how to make a meal with, just pasta, and how to make a sauce, how to make a broth. Those things are important to learn how to do right now, because canned items run out and you just have to rely on the ingredients that you have to make those canned items. You have to know how to do that. So it's good practice to be able to learn how to make your own sauces, how to make your own broths and things like that. So you have those available when those canned items run out, because things do run out eventually. And if we're going to be in some type of a situation where, we don't have the ability to go to the grocery store and buy canned items for months, years, who knows how long, you have to be able to do that because you're going to want to continue to eat those things. You're going to want to continue to, have all of that. And it's important to learn how to do it now. You might as well while you have the ability to do it.
For you older people out there that know about the movie Alive, don't get to that point where you need to start eating people, because that's just not right. So learn how to take care of yourself and how to make food and make stuff so that you can eat, so that you don't have to start eating people, because that's just wrong.
See, I told you, he pays attention. I have no idea. He's referencing a movie, Wolfgang.
Alive. It's an old movie about people that get in a plane crash and they start eating the dead. Not good.
Well, I mean, if
learn how to make a sandwich. Don't make a.
But what if you don't have that stuff on the plane with you when the plane goes down?
Then you need to get the hell out of there and go find a place where you can find food.
Well, how are you going to do that if you don't know where you are?
Don't be a retard and move somewhere else where you can find food.
JJ says, eat the buttocks first. Manifestation of Imagination. 2012. Right? Isn't that the one that we just watched? Where they have like the arcs at the end of it? Wasn't that the name of it? 2012.
All I'm saying is, if I was in a plane crash on top of a snowy mountain,
to me. Shh.
If I was in a plane crash on a snowy mountain, I wouldn't sit there and play the victim. And
yes, the Donner Party that ended up eating each other because they got stuck in the mountains.
I wouldn't sit there and play the victim of somebody waiting for someone to come rescue my ass. I'd go out there and make my own way and figure out how to survive.
Yes, 2012 with John Cusack. Look at the things that are going on in the world right now and the references that that movie makes to them. Yes, the movie makes it to the extreme as far as those kind of things are going.
You're causing sleep, Ryan, please.
But that's probably my, whole aspect on it is predictive programming, essentially. They are going out there and they're making these movies to be, they're planning or what could potentially happen. And I think 2012 is an absolutely accurate representation of a lot of the things that are going on with the weather and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's a great movie. I think, the theatrics of it was a little much. But if you get down to the base of it and the story of it, I think it's really great. A lot of them have true parts. If you just sit back and pay attention and you're thinking about the things that we think about and the things that we talk about, if you are thinking about that and you're watching television shows or you're watching movies, you're going to see a lot of the things that are going on.
Tell Furry Beaver, if you eat a liberal, you'll definitely get food poisoning.
Furry Beaver Brian says, if you eat a liberal, you'll get food poisoning. Hey, I have some liberal views, Yeah, he definitely needs to go to sleep. Mainstream people who don't talk about prepping or bad times are now talking about them. It seems like the collective consciousness see bad roads. Exactly. And let's not forget about all these musicians that came out and said we have 12 years to save the world. I guess there's some song or something out there like that. We only call them sheeple. We don't actually eat them. Good stuff. Good stuff. You guys are great. Yes, learn edible plants. Edible plants is a huge thing. If you just, there's actually apps that you can get on your phone now. So you download the apps and then you walk around and you take a picture of the plants and it will pop up and tell you what kind of plant it is and what you can use it for. And it'll give you recipes on how to cook with it as well. So go out and check those out. Those are amazing. Ed and I have actually been doing it on his property. So we've started compiling a list of different plants that we've taken a picture of. And we're going to do a show just all on edible plants. And not only just edible plants, but for medicinal purposes as well. So plants that are out there.
Smitty, I was just thinking the same thing.
Can I talk?
Oh, sorry.
I love you. You made me lose my train of thought. So if you seem to eat your anemia by 2, how about 9%? Or East Coast would act in a major tidal wave or earthquake. Yes, I agree, Jagar. If there's a big enough quake or something, there could be a big enough tidal wave that it would take out a lot of the East or the West Coast. It just depends on what happened. No, I don't know the app's name, but what I'll do is I'm going to do a video tomorrow. So let me write that down right now so I know to look it up. I don't know. Ed, are you still in here? Can you give everybody the name of the app that we were using to do that if you're still in here?
JJ Biggs, forget the making a bra, free the titties.
Oh my God. Hi, Cameron. Hello. Say hi to everybody. Hi. No, I was going to explain to you how to make a homemade bra, but then I got distracted. So Cameron's just reading the comments. Hello. I see that. Everybody says hi, buddy. Hey. Hi.
EBT cards are some bull crap.
Oh, this turned out to be a very interesting show tonight, guys. Furry Beaver.
Good looking honky, you're right on with the EBT cards. I went to go to work one morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, and some chick bought a 50-cent pack of gum and got $50 cash back with her EBT card. I was like, how do you buy a 50-cent pack of gum and get $50 cash back? What are you going to do with $50 in cash at 3 o'clock in the morning? I bet you're going to buy diapers, huh?
Eat better today. Yeah, I have a whole lot of things to say about the welfare system, especially the welfare system in New York. I mean, I don't know anything about the welfare systems that go on in other states because I don't live there. But I definitely know a lot about the welfare system in New York State, and it's awful.
Hey, Jen A, I'm not totally really that drunk. I ramble when I have a couple drinks. It makes it easier for me to talk on a live stream because I'm really shy around people. But if you have that much of a problem with it, why don't you just like unsubscribe and go find another channel to look into?
So, do most states have like a welfare system where they establish the hand out the EBT cards, or is it just something that's more in this kind of area? All right, I'm getting ready to end my show.
I'm sorry, that was a good response. Although she was like, "Whatever, dude. Like, man, this guy's stumbling, falling around, drunk." No, I had a few beers. I'm a responsible adult. I'm allowed to have a couple of beers and have a conversation with random people on the internet. I try not to because my girlfriend is really good at this, and I suck and I'm shy and I don't like hanging out with people.
Wait, no, I'm not doing a 2-hour show. I'm getting ready to get off here. I just wanted to, let everybody else know, if you guys liked it, you enjoyed everything that was going on, then I probably will be doing another show on Friday. Okay. Zach's up here too. So this is my life. I have kids all over the place, and I just have, this is Zach. This is Brian's son. Will he watch this
Add
later?
Me on Snapchat, moneylonger999.
Honey, can I finish my live stream?
Add me on Snapchat.
Hey,
CY
I could show you.
Hey,
Hold on, A, I could show you slurring in about 7 more drinks, and B, I'm going to be driving to work in about 6 hours, so I should probably be fine.
I apologize for him. And it's okay if he had drinks and he's sitting here. He's not rowdy. He's not doing anything. I know a lot of people, get very aggressive and nasty when they're drunk, and he does not. He gets funny and he laughs and he has opinions just like the rest of us. And, it is what it is. So he's not sleeping on the couch tonight. He's fine. I don't have any issues with it.
I totally love her. And I support everything that she does. And everyone that has a problem with whatever she does, I just want them to go find their own channel to hang out with, because she's an amazing woman.
Well, people are going to have issues.
I love her.
I love you too. Are you going to get some sleep now, though? You really have to go to work soon.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep in like probably half an hour.
Jen A., it's my prerogative, not your prerogative. If you don't like it, you can leave. I'll just start my live streams with, if you can't be nice, move along. And no, that was the dog, actually. What I'm going to do is get moderators to get people out here that, are whatever. No, it was the dog. He was jumping off the chair. So he's not actually going to have a channel, guy. Anyway, this has gone totally not the direction that I wanted it to go. So I'm going to do another live stream on Friday. And I will be on Ed's live stream on Sunday. And,
I thought Smitty wanted you to do your live streams on Wednesday.
Well, maybe I will, but for right now, I'm going to do it on Friday because that day works for me. So if I end up being able to do a second one, then Jen, you can leave. Again, it's the last time I'm going to tell you. You don't like it, goodbye. It is what it is. We're all adults and we're in our own home and nobody's driving anywhere or doing anything. And the children are fine. So I'm sure you drink too. So, not everybody's perfect. So like I said, I'm going to do another live stream on Friday. And maybe I'll start doing them more than that. We'll see. But
man, if they saw me like this, they couldn't handle me drunk.
Other than that, it was good chatting with you guys tonight. And as always remember, everything doesn't happen for a reason. So whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation, you're on that journey for a reason. Just stick with it and everything's going to be okay. Also, always remember, forget about the past. The past is the past. There isn't anything that we can do about it other than grow and learn and try to be better people from the past. Be thinking about the future, be getting prepared for the future, but be living in the now because tomorrow's not guaranteed. We all could not be here tomorrow. So it's important that we're living, we're loving, we're laughing away our lives right now. And we're staying focused on the future. So that's all I've got for you guys tonight. And I'm glad that everybody was able to join me. This actually went pretty well, considering. And I will talk to you guys all on Sunday, or a majority of you that will be coming over to Ed's live stream on Sunday. Bye, guys. Have a good night.